Hello, everyone. Happy core stability. We are going to go ahead and get started on the ground on our backs for our hundreds. And we have some Ed Sheeran, Shawn Mendes, and Charlie Puth for our background music today. So let's start on our backs. Head can start rested, feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. Curl up, chin to chest to hover those shoulder blades off the ground. Arms reach forward and long outside the hips, palms down, fingertips forward, and pump those arms up and down. So keep the arms straight, just lift them an inch above the hips and push them down below the hips an inch. And repeat up, down, up, down, up, down, keeping those shoulder blades hovering. That's going to keep the upper abs activated. And the pump of the arms is going to add instability, making you work harder to keep those shoulder blades lifted, warming up through the ab wall. If you'd like to add a challenge through low abs, you can lift your toes off the ground, make your shins parallel to the ceiling, knees still bent over hips. Or you can extend your legs out long to a diagonal and straight away from the body. And if you do either of those options, make sure that that low back is glued to the ground to support through the low back and activate through the low abs. And in 3, 2, 1, go ahead, rest your head for a moment, feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. You're going to take it to crunches, sit-ups, or roll-ups. So for crunches, feet flat, knees to the ceiling, hands behind head, elbows wide. You curl up so shoulder blades hover and then release back down to the ground. If you'd like to take sit-ups, you can reach your hands to the ceiling and then roll all the way up, shoulders stacked over hips, hands reaching forward at the top. Or if you'd like to take a roll-up, you can extend your legs out long and flat on the ground and so you got lots of options. I'm already warm, so I'm ditching my sweatshirt later. Think about exhaling as you lift and inhaling to lower. And in 3, 2, 1, go ahead, rest your back flat on the ground, feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. Take your hands and push them down into the ground outside the hips, palms face down. And then we're going to go into our single leg circles, right side. So right knee pulls into your chest, extend your right leg straight to the ceiling, point that toe. And we're going to go across the body first, so counterclockwise. So draw a circle with your right toes to the left, down, right, and then up through center. So you'll feel a stretch through the back of the leg here as you draw your circles. You'll feel engagement through the quad. And we're working on hip stability, mobility. Try to keep the upper body and the rest of the body completely still as you draw these circles with your right leg. And when you're ready, we're going to reverse direction. So now we're going to go clockwise, right, down, left, and then up through center. Trying to push the low back down into the ground, push hard through the palms, keep the upper body still. And in 3, 2, 1, bend that right knee, send the right foot back flat to the floor. We're going to switch sides. So left knee starts by pulling into your chest, and then left leg goes straight to the ceiling, point your toe. And we go across the body first, so we actually start clockwise. So right, down, left, and up through center. You got it. Feeling that stretch and engagement through the leg, opening up through the hip, stabilizing through the hip, activating through the low abs, belly button pulled down into spine. And when you're ready, we'll reverse directions. Go in counterclockwise, left, down, right, and up through center. Breathing as you go. And in 3, 2, 1, bend that left knee, and then now come back to both feet planted on the floor, knees to the ceiling. And we're going to get into our single leg stretch. So bring your right knee towards your chest and then hug your right knee to your chest. So wrap your hands around your right shin. Lift those shoulder blades to hover off the ground, activating through the upper abs. Option to extend that left leg long to hover over the ground, pointed left toe. Then you switch. Left knee comes to chest, right leg goes long to hover, or right foot plants flat, whatever's going to work for you. And just keep switching. Hugging one knee to your chest, releasing, hugging the other knee to your chest, keeping the shoulder blades high the entire time, activating through the upper abs, activating through the low abs as the leg extends away from the body, and activating through the oblique side abs as the knees rotate, pulling in, or alternate pulling in. You got it. And in 3, 2, 1, both knees come into your chest. And you can take a brief rest your head, rest your feet down to the floor. And when you're ready, hug yourself back into a nice tight ball. So knees to chest, hug your hands around your shins, shoulder blades lifted. And then I want you to extend your arms and legs away from the torso at the same time. So arms circle out to the sides and behind the head as legs extend straight away from the body at a low diagonal. Then you hug everything into your tight ball again and repeat. As you reach your arms back behind your head, the challenge is to keep those shoulder blades lifted. And as you extend your legs away from the body, the challenge is to keep the low back glued to the ground, low abs. This is very difficult exercise. And in 3, 2, 1, hug everything back into your ball. Oh, nice job. Take a rest. Go ahead and rest your head. Feet come flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. We're going to get into single straight leg stretch. So very similar movement, just legs longer now. So go ahead and curl up chin to chest. Send your right knee towards your chest and then extend your right leg straight to the ceiling, toe pointed. Shoulder blades lifted, upper abs engaged. Take your hands and reach them as high on your right leg as you can towards the right ankle or foot. It could be behind your thigh, your calf, whatever's going to work for you. Left leg extends long to hover. Then switch. Left leg goes up. You reach your hands towards the left ankle as the right leg goes down to hover. And then switch. Keep the shoulder blades high the entire time as you switch your legs. Feel a nice stretch through the back of the leg each time the leg comes up. And you accentuate that stretch every time your hands kind of reach for that ankle or that leg to help guide the leg in closer to your body to get a deeper stretch through the back of the leg as the entire ab wall is still activated. And in 3, 2, 1, bring your knees into your chest, rest your head. Head gets to stay rested here for double straight leg stretch. Palms push down into the ground outside the hips. Raise your feet to the ceiling. Legs nice and straight. Squeeze your legs together, point your toes. We lower our legs away from the body to a diagonal for 3 counts, and then we lift them back up to the ceiling for 1. So a nice slow lower followed by a nice quick lift. Now we're working low abs here, so we want to keep our low back glued to the ground. So glue that spine down to the ground, pull that belly button down towards the spine. You're feeling the abs work right beneath the belly button. And in 3, 2, 1, bend your knees. Go ahead and set those feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. We take it to our crisscross or bicycle crunches. Go ahead and take your hands behind your head, elbows wide. From here, curl up, chin to chest, shoulder blades hovering. Hands are just behind the neck to provide a little bit of support. They're not pushing or pulling. Then I want you to pull your left knee towards your chest as you crunch your chest towards the left. And then release, switch sides. Crunch your chest to the right as your right knee pulls towards your chest. Now you have the option to float the leg after it comes in. So right leg comes into chest, extends long to hover. Left leg comes into chest, extends long to hover. As you alternate, try to keep those shoulder blades high the entire time. If you find that your shoulder blade wants to dig into the ground, try to make your twist a little bit smaller. You'll still activate through the obliques. In 3, 2, 1, rest. Nice job. That is the end of our core fire. We're actually going to stay on the ground for our balance today. So I'm going to get a drink of water, stay on the ground. We will eventually get into our tabletop position. All right, I got my water. So tabletop position. So that's hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. You're on all fours. Arms are straight. Knees are bent, knees underneath hips, shins trailing behind the knees. The tops of your feet are on the ground. The bottoms of your feet are lifted towards the ceiling. Head is in line with your spine. I want your back to stay so flat during this entire thing that your pumpkin pie could not fall off of your back. And I have a funny story about that in a second. So we're going to take our right leg and we're going to extend it long behind us at hip height, nice and straight, pointed toe, and then bring it back. And then we repeat, staying right. Right leg reaches back behind the hip and then return. So while you're doing this, keep your back flat. The reason I'm saying pumpkin pie, so last night, keep working as I tell this story. Last night I went to a trivia night and there was a raffle at the end. My team came 19th out of 22nd, so we didn't do great, but it was still fun. But I won a raffle, and my raffle prize was a Costco pumpkin pie that feeds 16, and I live alone. And I'm traveling for this thing. So I brought the pumpkin pie in today and told everyone who's in today to eat it. All right, go ahead and bend that right knee, send it back underneath the hip. We're going to switch to the left leg this time. So same movement, now left side. Left leg extends long behind the hip, toe pointed, and then bends right back underneath the hip. So leg extends straight back, resets. You've got it. Try to keep that back flat, no pumpkin pie spilling. For anyone who has witnessed a Costco pumpkin pie, they are huge. They're like $5. That could be a whole meal for an entire week. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and stop on the left side so you're back to all fours. Right hand is then going to reach forward at shoulder height and then reset. Right arm forward, reset. So just doing the arm, right arm, getting into the movement, prepping us for our bird dogs here. Right arm forward, right hand comes back flat underneath the shoulder. Keeping your back flat, keeping your head in line with your spine, keeping your belly button pulled in. And 3, 2, 1, switch. Left hand. So right hand is underneath the right shoulder, left arm is going to reach forward, and then reset. Keep the back flat, bouncing on just 3 points of contact here. And come back to all fours. We are going to take it to a full bird dog now. So opposite arm and opposite leg are going to move at the same time together. We're going to stay with right hand, left leg. So right hand extends forward, left leg extends back, reset, repeat, same side. Right hand, left leg. So now the challenge becomes a little bit deeper because instead of 3 points of contact, we now only have 2. So we have to fight to keep the back flat, keep the head in line with the spine. It's going to want to dip. Don't let it. The low back is going to also want to dip. Pull that belly button sharp up. Keep that back flat. Keep that pumpkin pie safe. And in 3, 2, 1, come back to all fours. Switch sides. Left arm forward, right leg back. And just keep repeating, moving at your pace. You've got it. We are working glutes here. We are working the stabilizer muscles that surround the spine. We are working the core. We're doing a lot. Hip mobility. Keep your head in line. And in 3, 2, 1, come back to all fours. Now we're going to change it up a bit and we're going to take our right knee and we're going to open it wide outside the right hip so it's going out to the right, and then I want you to pull it towards your right elbow. Does not have to touch, just going towards it, and then bring it back through center. Repeat. So right knee stays bent, starts underneath the hip, it pulls wide outside towards the right elbow, and then it comes back underneath the hip. So you're opening it wider than the frame of the body. Side glutes, inner thigh stretch.
Tara, is that a 2 movement or a 3 movement? Like, does your leg go out and then pull toward the elbow and then come back in?
It's all like, yeah, it's all part of like one fluid movement. So knee pulls wide towards the elbow and then comes right back underneath the hip.
Okay.
Yep, all fluid. Keep your back flat, your head in line with your spine. And when you're ready, set that right knee back down, reset. We're going to repeat it on the left side. So left knee pulls wide towards the left elbow and then comes right back underneath the head. Keep your head in line with your spine. I keep saying that because my head keeps dipping. So you're getting that one a lot today. You got it. This is outer glutes, stretch for the inner thigh, hip mobility, and balance. And in 3, 2, 1, rest, come back to all fours. We just have one more exercise on each side. We're going to take it to a fire hydrant. So it's super important to keep your back flat here. Your torso is going to want to twist with your leg, but keep the torso still like a statue. Right knee is going to open to the right and then come back underneath the hip. So fire hydrant, right knee directly to the right, back underneath the hip. Open and close. Outer glutes, another stretch for the inner thigh. If your back starts to twist or your low back starts to cave, make the movement smaller, make the lift a little less high until you find that point where you can keep the back flat. That's going to give you the highest isolation, the biggest value here for this movement. And then 3, 2, 1, bring that knee right back underneath your hip, and we switch sides. Left leg, fire hydrants. Left knee opens to the left, comes back underneath the hip. So opening straight to the side and then underneath the hip. Side glutes. Also balance, trying to balance on 3 points of contact instead of our 4. And strengthening those stabilizer muscles that help us balance. All the muscles that stabilize the spine. The hip abductors, glutes, thighs, core. 3, 2, 1, rest. Nice job. Now we're going to get a little bit of a wrist stretch. I know we were on our wrist for quite a while. So go ahead and flip your right wrist upside down, or right hand upside down. So the back of your right hand touches the ground, the palm of your right hand faces up, and I want your fingertips towards your knee, or just pointing towards your knee. The hand is still underneath your shoulder. Stretching the back or the outside of the wrist. And then from here, we're going to flip the palm over. So now I want palm down, and I want your fingertips still pointed towards your knee. Stretching through the inside of the wrist. And release that. Then we're going to come to the left side. So left hand flips upside down. So the back of the hand to the ground, the top of the hand reaches up, or the palm of the hand reaches up, fingertips reach towards or point towards the knee. Stretching the back or the outside of the wrist. And then flip your palm over. So palm down, fingertips towards you, stretching the inside or the inside or the forearm wrist area. And go ahead and release. Nice job. I'm going to get a drink of water, and then we're going to come to our backs. All right. From your back, we are going to get into corkscrew. So go ahead and lay on your back. Head can be rested for this. Take your hands, palms face down. Push your palms down into the ground outside the hips. Then I want you to bring your knees to your chest and then extend your legs straight to the ceiling. Point your toes, squeeze your legs together like one long leg. And we do corkscrew. So we're going to draw circles alternating. So draw a circle with your legs. When you reach the top of the circle, switch directions. Alternating every other. Keep those legs glued together. Now with corkscrew, we are squeezing through the inner thighs, but we're also working through low abs. So I want you to protect your low back by pulling your belly button down into your spine, gluing the low back to the ground. That's going to help activate through the low abs. Protect the low back. Strengthen our stabilizers here. If the back starts to peel off the ground, make the circle a little bit smaller, make it a little bit higher towards the ceiling. Play with it. Play with your range here. You're the boss. In 3, 2, 1. You can take a bend to your knees, bring your knees towards your chest for a little rest. Before we get into our next one, we're going to stretch out those inner thighs that we were just squeezing and open up through the hips a little bit more. So send your legs straight to the ceiling. And then I want you to let your legs fall left and right. And then I want you to let the legs go away from the body and then come together to a diagonal and then lift back up to the ceiling. So legs separate, then they reach towards each other away from the body to connect, and then they'll lift back to the ceiling. So out wide, reach forward, then together, and then up to the ceiling, glued together again. So wide, forward to connect, lift to the ceiling. Kind of making a half circular motion. hip mobility, low abs. Now, next time your legs are straight to the ceiling, toes pointed, I want you to let your legs separate out left and right, and then flex your feet when you're at your widest point, and then bring them back together at the top. So now you're just going side to side, opening your legs to a V, flex your feet, bring those feet back together over the hips. Inner thighs working here. Opening through the hips. You got it. Trying to get your legs as straight as possible. Mine do have a significant bend. My hamstrings are very tight today. We can blame the strength workout, the last 2 circuits of that yesterday. In 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, bend your knees towards your chest and your feet flat to the floor. We're gonna take it to some bridges next. So take your feet flat to the floor, and then I want you to take your feet a little bit wider than your hips. And that's just going to emphasize through inner and outer thighs and side glutes a little bit more. And take your hands, push them down into the ground outside the hips. I want you to squeeze your glutes, lift your tailbone towards the ceiling, and then slowly lower those hips back on down to the ground. Squeeze the glutes, lift, and then lower back down. So the low back to mid back lifts. Those shoulders and the head stay rested as those hips lift and lower. Squeezing through the glutes. Think about having your tailbone be the first to lift, and then articulating one vertebrae at a time from the spine as you lift, and then lower one vertebrae at a time, tailbone's last to lower. Play with your tempo here a little bit. So maybe you lift and you hold it for an extra second or 2 at the top, squeezing through those glutes before you slowly lower back down. Maybe you want to rep it out. Maybe you want to get a bunch of reps in. Maybe you want to increase time under tension and make each rep longer. You can kind of pick what you were feeling today. Activating through the glutes, the hamstrings, and with those feet a little bit wider than the hips, you will feel it outside, outer glutes a little bit more. And in 3, 2, 1, go ahead, send your bottom back down to the ground, and then take your feet narrow or hip width apart, walking them back in slightly, toes forward. I want you to take your arms and put them out to a T. Push your palms down into the ground, so arms outside the shoulders. If it feels better to you to have those arms a little bit lower, more like a 45-degree angle, or like halfway between the hips and the shoulders, you can do that too. That feels best for me, that's why I'm offering it. And then go ahead and bring your knees up towards your chest. And then I want you to let your knees fall to the right, and then bring them back up through center, let them fall to the left. You choose how far they fall, okay? When they fall right and left, the hips can peel off the ground, but I want the shoulders to stay stable. That's where you push down through your palms. That's where that hand placement comes in. What's gonna work best for you. And as you're doing this movement, you're activating through the obliques, the side abs, because the side abs are gonna have to pull you back up to come through center. It's also a nice little massage for low back, glutes, as we work. A lot of our core stability exercises, they have lots of work, but there are stretches that happen in between. You just have to find them to appreciate them. And in 3, 2, 1, bring those feet back flat to the floor. Keep your head rested. We're going to do alternating toe taps here. So let's start with your shins parallel to the ceiling, knees tracked over the hips, and you can have your hands back outside your hips, palms pushed down if that's going to feel good for you. Push your low back down into the ground. This is a low ab activator, so we want to keep the back glued to the ground. Take your right toes, tap them to the ground, and then lift back up. Left toes tap to the ground, lift back up. So you keep the bend in your knee the entire time. You just bring your toe to the ground and then lift it back up. So moving through the low body, that's low abs. And alternating, that's actually going to pull the obliques in. The obliques are our side abs. They're going to have to be forced to stabilize us because our movement and our weight distribution becomes uneven on each side when we are asymmetrical and we're not mirroring movements on both sides. You got it. Keep that low back glued to the ground as you alternate taps. Now, if you want to play with it a little bit, you can play with tapping your foot a little bit further away from you, reaching your leg out a little bit more, still keeping a bend in it. but noticing how that changes anything for you. And thinking about your home base with those knees tracked over the hips. That's where you want them to be. Sometimes the knees will want to pull closer to the chest. That's going to take some of the work out of the abs. Whereas if you keep the knees over the hips, your weight is extending past, your line of support with the core, past your hips, away from the torso. So the abs are going to have to work a little bit harder. Option to now take it double time, both toes tap, both toes lift, or you can stay alternating. Find what's going to work for you. If that low back starts to peel off the ground, change your options until you can keep that back glued to the ground. Nice job. And in 3, 2, 1, keep those feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. We're gonna go ahead and curl up, chin to chest. Shoulder blades hover, arms reach long by your sides. We're gonna go into penguins. So keep your shoulder blades hovering, and this is more of a side bend now from here than it is a crunch. So arms reach long by your sides at hip height. Right hand reaches towards right ankle or foot, and then come through center. Left hand reaches towards left ankle or foot and comes through center. So those feet are flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling. Shoulder blades stay lifted the entire time as you kind of do a side bend, activating through the obliques. Keep those shoulder blades lifted. Breathing as you go through. And in 3, 2, 1, go ahead and rest your head. Then take your legs back to that upside down tabletop. So I want those knees bent to 90 degrees, knees over the hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. And then I want you to curl up, chin to chest. Take your hands and push them into the tops of your thighs. And then I want you to, with your shoulder blades lifted, actively push through your palms to your thighs as you pull your thighs towards your hands. I want your legs not to move, so equal amount of pressure through the hands and the thighs. You're going to feel that activate through the entire ab wall with those shoulder blades lifted. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Really feel that activation as you pull your thighs towards your knees, but push through your palms so that the legs actually stay stable. You're not even moving, but you're getting a whole lot of fire through the abs. In 3, 2, 1, go ahead, bend those knees, rest the head. Nice job. We're gonna go ahead and come up to a seated position, and we're gonna go into cherry pickers or Russian twist, seated oblique twist. So you're sitting now on your bottom, feet flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling, and then I want you to hinge back so your shoulders are further back than your hips, no longer stacked over them, and take your hands to your left hip. And then I want you to take your hands, rainbow them up in front of the chest, out to the right hip. And then rainbow them up and switch hip to hip. Now, when you're doing this movement, the farther you hinge back at the waist, so the further your shoulders and your back go, the more your ab wall is gonna have to catch you to support you. With your hands moving side to side, that's obliques, that's side ab activation. Now, check in on your legs. Are your legs moving with you or are they still? We want them to be still here. If your legs move with you, that means that some of the twist is coming out of the core and it's going into the hips. The hips are trying to do you a favor, but they're actually going to pull the work out of the core. So keep those legs still. Don't let those hips take some of the work. We want the work in our core. And if your legs are still, maybe you add a challenge. You lift those feet off the ground, chins parallel to the ceiling, and keep them still as a statue as you continue rotating. Hands from right hip to left hip, rainbowing up and over. Hands rainbow in front of the chest. Hands reach right, hands reach left. You got it. Breathe. And in 3, 2, 1, rest. Nice job. I want you to extend your legs in front of you, nice and straight. And then I want you to bring your legs a little bit wider than your hips and flex your feet. We're going to take it to saw. We haven't done this in a while. So legs straight and extended, wider than the hips, feet flexed, arms go to your T shape, so left fingertips reach left, right fingertips reach right. Lift long through the head, crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling, spine nice and long, and a big inhale. On your exhale, you're gonna twist your torso, so you're gonna reach your right hand towards the outside of your left pinky toe. You may or may not get there. I'm not getting there today. Keeping that left arm nice and long as you reach, and then inhale, come back through center, your starting position, and then you exhale, twist, left hand reaches towards outside of right pinky toe, come back up and release. So you're alternating, reaching opposite hand towards opposite toe. This is called saw, as if your hand is a saw and you're bringing it towards your outer pinky toe to saw it off. I don't love that, but that's what it's called. That's why it's called that. Exhale, opposite hand to opposite foot. Inhale, lifting through the crown of your head, sitting nice and tall. Feeling a stretch through the backs of the legs, maybe inner and outer thighs, as we twist through the core, intertwining our breath with movement. And in 3, 2, 1, sit tall, and then I want you to squeeze your legs together in front of you. So squeeze your legs together in front of you, legs straight, arms back into your T. We're gonna take it to a spine twist. So with your arms out long to a T, extended outside the shoulders, I want you to twist your torso to the right. So open your chest to the right, point your nose to the right. Your arms are along with the shoulders here. And then return through center, repeat. Twist to the left. So you exhale to twist, you inhale to lift through center, and you repeat. You have the option, if it's gonna feel good to you, to count to 3 on your exhale and try to get deeper into that twist with every count. If that doesn't feel good to you, just flow with the breath. Inhaling through center, exhaling to twist. More obliques, opening through the chest, squeezing through the upper back. And in 3, 2, 1, release. Nice job. We're gonna come to the front side of our body to strengthen through the back side of the body, all of our spine stabilizers. So, lay on your belly. Okay, so once you're on your belly, legs extended long behind you, squeeze your legs together as tight as you can, point your toes. I want your hands to start outside your hips today. Chest is down to start, and then to get some activation and protect through the low back, I want you to actively push your hips down towards the ground while you pull your belly button up to your spine. So your hips and belly will stay on the ground, but that's just gonna give you some protection through the low back as we work to strengthen through the back side of the body. When you're ready, you're gonna lift your chest off the ground to hover. So then those arms are gonna hover at hip height by your sides. And we're gonna do shoulder rotations. So I want your palms to face up towards the ceiling, and then I want you to twist your palms to face down towards the ground. And then repeat, palms face up, palms face down. Keeping your chest lifted, your legs can stay rested. Just rotation through the shoulder mobility. And in 3, 2, 1, rest back down. Next time we lift, we're gonna sweep our arms. So go ahead, catch your breath. When you're ready, lift the chest up off the ground. Legs can still stay down. Arms sweep out to the sides and up over the head, forward from the shoulders, and then out back to the hips. Arms sweep out and up, and then out and back to the hips. Shoulder mobility once again, strengthening through the back side of the body. And in 3, 2, 1, rest everything back down. Reach your arms long in front of you. Chest and legs are on the ground. We are going to go into swimming. So go ahead and push those hips down, belly button lifts. And we're going to lift upper and lower body this time, just an inch or so off the ground. So arms hover off the ground, arms are still reaching forward, legs lifted an inch or so. From here, lift your right hand or your right arm and your left leg an inch higher, and then switch. Left arm, right leg higher, and switch, 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 switch as fast as you can go. This is called swimming. And we keep those hips and belly down, but the upper and lower body are lifted, chest lifted. And in 3, 2, 1, rest. Nice job. Go ahead and rest your upper body. We're gonna work through some low body lifts here. So go ahead and maybe stack your palms one on top of the other, elbows bent, pointed wide, forearms rested. Just give yourself somewhere to rest your head. Legs extended long behind you, and we're gonna do some leg lifts. So from here, keep your legs straight, toes pointed. Right leg lifts an inch off the ground, lowers. Left leg lifts an inch off the ground, lowers. Right leg lifts, lowers. Left leg lifts, lowers. So upper body stays rested. Legs alternate, lifting an inch or two. Toes stay pointed. Hamstrings and glutes activating in a big way here. You got it. Breathing. Now we're gonna add on. So keep your left leg rested for now. Right leg lifts an inch. Right knee bends. Bring the right heel towards the glutes. Trying to keep the leg lifted if you can. Extends to hover and then drops down to the ground. Stay right. Right leg lifts, bends, extends, lowers. So leg lifts and it's straight. Bend your heel towards your glute, extend long, and then lower it back down finally. Staying on the right side. You got it. Lift, bend, extend, lower. This is glutes, backside, hamstrings. And 3, 2, 1. Rest that right leg. We're going to left leg this time. Left leg stays straight, toe pointed, lifts, bends, left heel towards the glutes, extends to hover, and then drops down back to the ground. So lifts an inch, knee bends, extends, lowers. So trying to keep that lift through the bend and extend until you finally lower. Left side on the move. Glutes and hamstrings. You've got it. Sneaking in some glute work here. And in 3, 2, 1, rest the leg down. We're gonna take it to heel beats next. So let your feet come a little bit wider now. Toes point outward as much as you can, so heels fall inward as much as you can. It's not gonna be perfect, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. And you're gonna lift the lower body up off the ground. So legs lift an inch or so off the ground, flex your feet. I want you to squeeze your heels towards each other and then release. Squeeze your heels towards each other and release. This is inner corner of the glutes. And when you squeeze your heels towards each other, they don't touch. They just go in towards each other as much as you can, maybe an inch or so, and then you get a tiny little release before you squeeze again.
Tara, are our knees off the ground?
Yep, legs are lifted and straight. Yep.
Oh.
Breathing as you go through. Heels squeeze and release. And 3, 2, 1, rest. Nice job. Go ahead and let those legs fall along. Point your toes and then keep your legs, keep the thighs on the ground, but bend your heels towards
You
your
can
glutes.
mute me. I'm getting a low glucose alarm.
Bend your heels towards your glutes and let your heels fall right and then left. Windshield wipering our legs. So upper body stays rested, knees stay bent. The lower leg, fall right, come through center, fall left, come through center. We're just getting a little bit of hip mobility, releasing the tension through the low back here. You got it. All right, nice job, everybody. Now you're gonna extend those legs back out long behind you, toes pointed, and we're going to add on some tiny movements here now that we refreshed ourselves. So go ahead and keep your leg straight, lift your right leg off the ground an inch or so. Then I want you to keep it lifted, slide your leg an inch to the right, slide it back in, and then drop it down. So right leg lifts, slides out an inch, slides in an inch, lowers, lifts, out, in, down. You got it. Just right side. Upper body stays rested. And in 3, 2, 1. Rest that right leg. We switch it to the left side. Left leg straight, toe pointed. Left leg lifts an inch off the ground, opens an inch or slides an inch to the left, slides back in, and drops down. Leg lifts, out, in, lowers. Glute lift. Nice job. Upper body stays rested, lift, out, in, lower. Breathing. Keep those shoulders relaxed away from the ears. They might want to tense it up. And in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest that down. Nice job. That brings us to our core circuits here. I'm going to get a drink. We'll activate through the core before we go down. So I got a drink. You're going to roll onto your back. So once you're on your back, go ahead and bring your legs straight to the ceiling. And we're gonna do crunches as we reach our toes to our, reach our fingers to our toes. So legs lifted, curl up, chin to chest, shoulder blades lift, hands reach towards your toes. I want you to curl, release, curl, release. So legs as straight as you can. I'm not gonna say you're not, but I'm not. Reaching my fingers don't touch my toes. I'm just reaching in that direction. Shoulder blades lift, lower. Can you keep the lower tiny? Maybe during the lower, your shoulder blades still stay lifted and you just lift an inch or a centimeter higher during that crunch. So upper abs working, lower abs involved with the legs up. And in 3, 2, 1, bring your feet flat to the floor. Your hands can go behind your head, elbows wide, or they can cross across your chest, opposite hand, opposite shoulder. We're gonna take it to a standard side crunch. So feet stay flat, curl up, chest reaches up into the right, lower through center, chest reaches up and over to the left, lower through center. So standard side crunch, lifting up and twisting through the obliques, trying to keep those shoulder blades lifted the entire time. And in 3, 2, 1, rest your head. And then I want you to extend your legs up to a upside down tabletop. So keep your knees bent, knees tracked over hips, legs, shins parallel to the ceiling, palms push down into the ground outside your hips. Alternate lowering your legs to the ground to hover. So right leg lowers to hover, comes back. Left leg lowers to hover, comes back. So shins parallel to the ground or to the ceiling the entire time. Knee, home base is knee stopped over the hip and reaching long to extend the leg. This is low abs and obliques. And then we'll take it to the top. In 3, 2, 1, send your legs straight to the ceiling, reach fingertips towards toes, you curl, release, curl, release. So upper abs, shoulder blades lift, lower, you choose how high the lift is, you choose how small the lower is. Try to keep those legs as straight as you can. Mine do have a bend in them. Like I said, my legs are really tight today. You've got it. Upper abs working, low abs working. And in 3, 2, 1, feet flat side crunches. Hands can go behind head, elbows wide, or hands can go across the chest, opposite hand, opposite shoulder. You are gonna crunch right and left, right and left. Trying to keep shoulder blades lifted. When we do that twist, when we're crunching to the side, our shoulder blade's gonna wanna dig into the ground to give us extra support. Try to stay lifted, make the twist smaller. You'll isolate more that way. In 3, 2, 1, rest your head, hands come outside the hips, and your legs are bent, shins parallel to the ceiling. Extend your right leg long to hover, reset, left leg long to hover, reset. Keep your low back glued to the ground, low abs. You got it. We're tired, we've been using our core all class, but you can do it. Fight for the end. And in 3, 2, 1, last round, legs straight to the ceiling, curl up, chin to chest, hands reach towards your toes. Curl, release, you got this. Breathe through, upper abs. And in 3, 2, 1, rest your head, feet come flat to the floor, and we do our side crunches, either hands across the chest or hands behind head, elbows wide. And you crunch, release, going right and left. As you do this movement, if if your hands are behind your head, you're elbow wide, you're getting support through the neck, but you're also expanding your weight from your arms up above the abs. So it's more work for those upper abs. If your hands are across your chest, you don't get that neck support, but your weight is more condensed towards your body. So pick and choose your perks. In 3, 2, 1, rest your head, and we take it to those low abs, knees bent, stacked over the hips to 90 degrees, shins parallel with the ceiling. Extend right leg to hover, return, left leg to hover, return, and you're alternating. Switch and switch. You got it. This is our last exercise, and then we'll cool down. Keep that low back glued to the ground. And in 3, 2, 1. That is it for us. Go ahead and rest everything down long. Take a little stretch if you need. We're gonna get into our cool down. I'm gonna get another drink of water. And as we cool down, feel free to follow along with me or do what feels best in your body. And I'm gonna start in cat-cow on all fours. So go ahead and get onto your hands and knees, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. And take a nice inhale as you find your flat back, head in line with your spine. On your exhale, you take it to cat. You tuck your chin to your chest, push through your palms, arch your spine to the sky. And then when you need to inhale, you will take it to cow. You'll dip your belly low, roll your shoulders down and back, open your collarbone wide, point your nose forward, and go through this with your breath cycle. Cat to exhale, cow to inhale. Adding wiggles where wiggles feel good. Maybe it feels good to wiggle your hips side to side. Maybe shift your weight forward and back. Be fluid with it. Listen to your body. And when you are ready, curl your toes under, send your hips to the sky. So, pike position. The balls of your feet are on the ground, your hands are on the ground, your hips are up towards the ceiling. To get a deeper stretch through the backs of your legs, you push your heels towards the ground, and to get a deeper stretch through the chest, you pull your chest towards your knees. Breathing. And when you're ready, go ahead and bring your knees back down to the ground. Roll into your back. From your back, hug your right knee to your chest. And you have the option to extend your left leg long on the ground, or you can plant your left foot flat on the floor. Whatever's gonna work best for you. And breathe as you start to open up through the back of the right glute and low back. Maybe also the front of the left hip. When you're ready, on your next exhale, open your right knee out to the right, towards the right shoulder, just an inch or two, opening through the inner thigh, outer hip. And we twist. Left hand goes to the outside of the right knee, guide the right knee up and over towards the left side of the body, peeling the right hip off the ground. Right arm goes long to a T shape, nose points right. And you're stretching through your right glute, you're opening through the chest, and you're twisting through the spine. When you're ready, come through center, hug both knees to your chest, give yourself a little rock side to side, and we switch. Hug your left knee into your chest, your right leg goes long. On your next exhale, maybe open that left knee slightly, an inch or two to the left to open up through the inner thigh, outer hip. And right hand comes to the outside of the left knee, guide the left knee up and over towards the right side of the body. Left arm goes long to a T, nose points to the left. Spine twist, glute stretch, shoulder and chest opener. And hug your knees to your chest. Go give yourself a little rock side to side. And when you're ready, you can come up to a seated position for your seated forward fold. Sitting tall, extending your legs long in front of you, arms by your sides to start, and a nice big inhale as you reach your arms out to the side, up over the head, and then exhale as you hinge forward, reach for your toes, folding yourself in half. Feeling a stretch through the entire backside of the body, from the heels all the way up through the backs of the legs, and then all the way up through the spine and the crown of the head, reaching long with the crown of the head forward, trying to release through the shoulder blades, let them fall away from each other, let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Really allow that stretch to come up through the mid to upper back. And when you're ready, you can float back up to your seated position to take it to your butterfly. So your butterfly, your bottoms of the feet come together, knees point out to each side, hinging forward at the waist, opening up through the inner thighs, outer hips. Maybe you softly rest your forearms on your inner thighs. Maybe you hinge forward. Maybe you pull those heels closer to you. Find what's going to feel best in your body. Opening up here today. And when you are ready, you can extend your legs out nice and long to a V shape. So legs straight and then wider than the hips. You can reach for the empty space in front of you. Walk your hands forward, feeling that stretch further open up through the inner and outer thighs, the hips, the back of the legs, maybe even through the spine, depending on how far you can reach with those fingertips energetically forward. Relax your shoulders as you reach through the fingertips. And go ahead and sit up nice and tall. We're going to take it to our child's pose rest position. So we'll come back to our hands and knees. And let your knees walk a little bit wider than the hips. Bring your toes together behind you. Sink your hips back towards your heels. And then walk your hands forward, bringing your chest and forehead towards the ground. I want you to think about pulling the tailbone back and reaching the fingertips forward, really elongating through the spine. When you're here, you're stretching through the inner thighs with those knees wider than the hips, opening up through the hips slightly. You're stretching and elongating through the spine. Maybe you're feeling a stretch through the back of the upper arm, the triceps. Breathing, settling into this. If it feels good to add a side bend, walk your hands 2 paces to the right, stack your left palm over your right palm, and get a nice slight side bend through that left side body. Come back through center. 2 paces to the left, stack the right hand over the left hand, nice side stretch through the right side body. And come back through center, take a nice deep breath for yourself. Resetting. Thank you for joining us.